Welcome, everybody, to the Fandom Nights podcast, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. I'm Chris.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Sherman.
And I love talking in my newscaster voice. Today we're talking about... not that. We're talking about Mandalorian.
Not
Season
that.
2.
Chapter...
Episode 2.
Chepisode.
But it's Chapter 10.
Chapter 10.
Yeah, The Passenger.
Chepisode 2.
Chepisode 2. Chepisode 10. I don't know. 210.
Chepisode is just our natural vocabulary for anything that has to do with chapter, episode.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
I like
But
I
it's-
like that
but
that's
it's
becoming
season
more
2
prominent
and
with like
Chepisode.
different pop culture things.
Chepisode?
Yeah, well,
Oh, it's an actual
chapters.
thing? Oh,
No,
yeah,
just
yeah.
chapters.
This is technically chapter 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but it's episode 2, so it's weird. Yeah.
Episode 2 of what?
Episode 2
season.
of second season. Yeah.
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 The Passenger.
The Passenger. Yeah. Dustin, should we go through the story? I don't know.
I didn't really take a detailed synopsis of it, but
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that it's not detailed because it kind of just
right. I kind of just took like
banter a little
I took
bit.
like just kind of main points from each scene and just like kind of go over them.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
sorry. It's not called The Passenger. It's called Deus Ex Machina. That's the title of the episode because it's funny because they get rescued at the end just for nothing.
How is that? Like
Out of nowhere. Just I don't know. Anyways.
I was like, he literally has to carry a passenger. Like
I know. It was a joke. Because just out of nowhere, like,
I was like,
the whole world's
what?
falling apart, and then all of a sudden they just get saved from this unseen force outside. Yeah.
So we start off.
Yeah.
It wasn't really unseen force. It was the same people they saw.
I know
20
it
minutes
did
ago.
come together, but it was.
Anyways,
Yeah.
for
So
our
we
viewers
start
out there and listeners,
So Mando is riding off on a speeder from the last adventure from Tatooine, and he's riding back to the spaceport. And
super fast.
super fast.
And his child is not
And
in
you
a
gotta
car
think-
seat.
And you gotta think, when you're driving 60 miles an hour, your tunnel vision is straight. You can't look too much to the sides.
also
So,
you got to remember this is a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh,
So, like,
long ago,
Car
yeah.
seats don't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Motorcycle,
They do.
motorcycle seats, like seat belts, don't exist.
right, speeder ones.
Yeah,
I wonder when it's illegal to have a baby on a motorcycle. I know the ethics of it is pretty whatever, but I wonder when it's
and
legal.
like, well, you also have to deal with different races too, because like Yoda's races. I mean, the child is 50 years old.
He's pretty robust too. So he's going on the speeder super fast, and then there's people.
They're bounty hunters.
They're bounty hunters trying to get that baby.
Right, because
Okay.
there's still a ping on them.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Remember last season,
Yeah,
there's still
yeah.
fobs
And, yep.
going after him. He said, as long as I have this kid, like, I got fobs after him.
Yeah.
Again, how do they still have a fob on him? Like, wouldn't the fob be attached to, like, the egg he was in? How is the fob attached to the beam?
Well, it's always like that. I thought because what are the fobs? The fobs are
It's a GPS coordinate of a location, technically.
right. Maybe it's the last known location or something
Right.
of them.
And I guess they're just planning that he's coming back.
Yeah, I'm sure someone saw him in Mos Eisley when he landed there, and
Yeah. I'm sure. I think it's a locational ping.
that's
so.
that's why he's saying like speed is my biggest friend right now is because I go somewhere, people will see where I'm at, so I need to like hop around quickly.
Right.
Yeah. But
So-
so yeah, the bounty hunters put a little rope across the way, and then somehow everyone survives. But it looked pretty catastrophic. Mando.
He has a
flew down.
jetpack.
Yeah, that was cool. But like Baby Yoda, he just and then
He took like 4 rolls. He was fine.
yeah,
He's
they were
50
going
years
really fast though.
He's an old 50-year-old man. He's fine.
50-year-old man survives motorcycle crash.
He's
More
I
tonight.
was
at 7.
I was actually thinking about that while we were watching that because I mean Yoda like at the end of like his life he was 900 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean realistically Baby Yoda or the child is only 1/18 of his life cycle.
or you could just say 5 years old.
Yeah,
5
he's the
years.
equivalent
If
of a
you just-
5-year-old.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's been confirmed here, but like I am assuming that Yoda's species are just humans, but 10 times they live 10 times as long. So like an average human lives to 90, they live to 900.
Okay.
So then it's just divided by 10.
They're the reverse
So
dogs.
50 divided by 10, Baby Yoda is 5 years old.
Yeah.
That's a good.
So even in
thumb.
20 years, he's only gonna be 7.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Right. So yeah, they have the battle, and all the bounty hunters are trying to fight the Mandalorian, and the Mandalorian gets like shot in the helmet. And what did you guys think after that? Like, because it doesn't show Mandalorian for a couple seconds. Mm-hmm. Did you think like he got shot like in between the eyes?
I knew he was gonna survive that, but
Yeah.
I just love seeing how much the Beskar armor like holds up to every one of those shots. Because he just keeps getting shot, and he's just like, ugh. And I'm like, God dang it.
Luckily, maybe it like absorbs bolt blast because it never hits him in the vulnerable spots.
Well, I think it bounces off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the actual?
Well, that's I'm saying like it sucks it because it never hit. Like maybe people just have bad aim. I think he's just really lucky too, a little bit. But
I think they're crappy bounty hunters.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, they were shooting for the face. It's pretty good aim. But if you have a steel helmet guarding your head.
It's like,
See, that's
like
what
in the last episode when the dude is punching him in the face. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen? He's wearing a helmet.
Yeah, and then I love how he tried. And then he like used his head to block the punch.
I know, that was so cool.
Wow, just like how'd that feel?
At what point do people not realize? Like, just shoot him in the legs.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
He does have a armor going down like this,
like,
and
all
here.
the way down.
I'm pretty sure like here and a plate here.
Yeah.
That covers just the
you'd
front.
You'd have to hit him in the joints. You'd have to be really...
So realistically, he's better protected than Captain America.
Yes.
Yeah. Captain America just has a shield.
Yeah.
Captain America has a shield and wears tights, dude.
Yeah, but...
he has no protection.
But I mean, like, you have one piece of armor, like, that's the size of a garbage can lid.
Yeah, that's...
a garbage can lid.
Yeah, literally, you have
that
a
can
garbage...
that can literally take anything.
No,
just like
not a lightsaber.
You know what? We need to talk about this.
Did you guys not watch Hacksmith Industries' new YouTube video?
Oh, like
their lightsaber?
4,000 degree lightsaber?
Oh, that's nothing compared to an actual lightsaber, so if their little wussy lightsaber that they made, if that's what you're going to call it there.
Well, but through adamantium... Well, adamantium vibranium.
Adamantium does.
I know, but...
A lightsaber does exist.
Lightsabers do now.
Yes. But adamantium does.
Well, here, I mean, the other issue on that is, like, adamantium, like, legitimately breaks down once it gets too hot. So, of course, like...
But it's vibranium, too. Oh, no, this is a topic for
you can easily melt down vibranium.
With a lightsaber. You could stab right through it, stab Captain America, and be done.
Interesting. I never thought about
Which makes me think, like...
Easy.
Which I really want to...
No, you wouldn't even need that. You just use the Force, lift up a shield a couple 100 feet in the air, and then just drop it.
What about Beskar steel? Do you think Beskar is...
It dodges lightsabers.
It dodges lightsabers?
It's, again, I don't know how many blows it can take. Depends on the integrity of it, but it does deflect lightsaber blasts. That's why that's why Mandalorians are popular for using the Beskar armor, is because
it deflects
the Mandalorian versus the Jedi Wars, thousands of years ago.
Oh, okay.
That's what the Mandalorian armor became, was the Beskar.
See, that makes me... I want to know what the blaster doors in... I know you...
Phantom
like...
Menace.
When Qui-Gon's like... but he's holding it.
Yeah.
And, like, it's barely doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck are those made out of?
They are blast shields, so...
I mean, yeah. I mean,
they're meant to withstand spaceships blowing up.
Like a nuke just...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, those blast doors versus, like... Captain America's shield, like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Exactly shows you that how poorly made Captain America's shield is.
Man, shots fired, literally.
Marvel, you need to
I'm
up
going
your
to
game.
defend Star Wars over Captain America any day.
Of course you would.
I gotta think about this more. I don't know. We wanted to
Lightsaber demolishes shield in no time. Anyways, let's get back to the Mandalorian.
Yeah. So, anyways,
we could just call this a lightsaber versus shield episode and just screw Mandalorian for the day. I'm down.
You are? Yeah. All right. So I gotta think about it though. Let's get back to it. So keep going through the story. And
okay.
Think about mine.
Put that on the back.
So put that on the back.
Hold on. So we'll call this a Mando, episode to review or whatever / lightsaber versus Captain America's shield debate. It's 2 videos in one. So anyways, we'll continue on with the story here. Sorry if you don't remember where we left off. So he's fighting the bounty hunters, and the last bounty hunter that's alive has a knife to Baby Yoda's throat. Audiences go, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because
like, don't threaten Baby Yoda, just like that stormtrooper in the last episode of season 1.
When he punched him?
Dude, stop.
Yeah.
That's a baby.
Oh, dude. Jason Sudeikis got so much hate for that.
I know.
Like, yeah.
Awesome.
When people found out, like, who was underneath that helmet, people are like, dude, can't believe you punched that kid.
Gosh.
It's technically just a prosthetic. But
Still.
It's just a prop, but still, dude.
You punched an imaginary child.
Yeah.
So Mando exchanges. He's like, you can have anything you want from here. Just give me the child. Like, leave the child okay.
There's a lot of value in that wreckage.
So he gives the jetpack to him, and gives him the jetpack, and Baby Yoda, runs to little Mando, and there's a cute little scene, and then all of a sudden, deep, deep.
I know.
The jetpack just sends him hundreds of feet in the air.
I totally saw that coming. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be awesome.
Right. And then you just hear, boom.
Yeah.
I thought that was the jetpack at first,
But
then all of a sudden you hear, and the jetpack's just like coming down like a rocket, like
some,
a SpaceX rocket.
SpaceX technology.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Except for it did. Dink.
Yeah.
I was totally expecting it to just stay straight up when it first dropped.
Why was it so funny that it fell over?
I don't know.
Why it's funny,
I think it was
but
so
it's
funny because it was just so much chaos, and you think you would just have one.
It's so-
perfect
it was a
moment,
super serious
one perfect moment,
Yeah.
and then just.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole
Oh yeah,
point
it's
of
just
it.
a piece of equipment. Yeah, okay, it's not perfect.
Right. So then, cut title scene. That was a good opening scene, though.
That was a very good opening scene.
Like, you're worried, you're like rooting for Mandalorian to kick some butt, and then you're the funny jetpack scene.
So, one of the things I really love is their attention to detail. Because, like, that opening scene, like, I didn't think about it until I, like, really got that close up when, like, he hits the buttons and he's holding Baby Yoda. He's still covered in, like, all the crap from, like, the inside of the dragon from the last episode.
I didn't
He
notice
is
that.
covered with,
Yeah.
like, dried up, like, ichor all over his body.
Gross.
And I'm just like, dude, I can't believe that they still kept that. Like, because a lot of companies would just be like, no, we'll just wash over it, like, broken windshield in any car chase scene.
Or like a girl's hair in like some action scene or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
she gets done with the action scene. You're like, okay, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just perfect again.
No, that's why I like looking at like props that they use, because like when that guy had like Baby Yoda and like the knife, I was looking at the knife. I'm like, all right, like this looks like a real like space kind of knife, but it looks like
knife?
yeah, I know, right? But at the same time,
what does a space knife look like?
But it looked like a normal knife from our time.
Yeah.
With like just like an extra like little like couple like nubs on the blade, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay. Cool.
So after the
So then he
theme
walks
song,
all the
theme
way to
song,
Mos Eisley.
right.
So,
No,
he
Mos
doesn't go to Mos.
Espa. Don't get that wrong.
Are you sure it's not Mos Eisley? Because in the
Mos Eisley is where Luke and they go.
right, but in the that picture or whatever, it had the shot from Han or whatever.
I'm almost certain. it's
Well, that was
Mos Espa.
concept art
It
though.
was concept
Yeah, that was
art.
concept art, but
I'll look
looked
it up here.
it looked
but
like
I'm
the
almost
same
dead certain
bar
it's
that
Mos Espa.
that they go
Like
to. Because
it wasn't big enough to be the cantina though.
But where that mechanic lady is Mos Eisley. I thought she's in the bay
I don't
where
think
the
so.
Millennium Falcon lands. I'm pretty sure that's where it is.
No, because the one that
Because she says, "Here's Mos Eisley," and then she scrolls, "Here's Mos Espa," and here's the other one not on the map. But anyways, so he goes to the city and he finds the mechanic and he walks the entire way. And man, that's a long walk with that big heavy pack and with
Well, so you see, Boba's armor, like his helmet still hanging from that, which is what I thought was gonna in that open scene. I thought that's what the guy was gonna ask for.
Yeah.
Not the jetpack, but
Yeah.
Boba's like armor.
Yeah.
Because like they shoot, they
Right.
zoom in
it's
on
like
that
you
helmet.
can have anything and it zooms in on that. Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
no way.
The jetpack's way
Oh, it is
nicer.
Mos Eisley.
Oh. Ew, ew, ew.
What?
I don't know. So yeah, he walks all the way in there, and then he has to cover that ant thing. That thing was weird.
Dr.
feel like-
Mandible?
I feel like. Do you think that's his actual name?
that's what she refers
That's
to
what
him
she
as.
refers to him as. I thought it was like a joke. Like, I don't know. So he has to cover the. He's trying to find another Mandalorian, and somehow this ant dude just knows where there's a Mandalorian, and he's like,
Sorry.
"Are you sure?"
Looking at trivia, yes. So this is the exact same cantina from season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys pick up a lot, but I pick up some things at least.
a few things.
A few things. I wonder if it was the same booth and that just we didn't look hard enough at the.
Well, because Dr. Mandible was in that in the first season, in the same cantina.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So, yeah, this ant thing knows where there's another Mandalorian randomly, and then he's like, "I'll tell you where it is if you cover my bet this round." And then he does, and he loses, but then gives him a lead.
Another Easter egg coming up to this point is when he walks into the cantina. I don't know if you noticed this, but there is a standing version of the, what is it, Gigoran, or is that how you say it?
Gamorrean?
So that guy from Rogue One, he's got the same Kesselmine space stains on his fur.
Huh.
What scene is this from?
This is the
bar scene.
The bar scene when they do like the pan. So you see one standing. It's the same.
I didn't have a chance to pause.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. It's the same kind of creature from you see on like that guy's back in Rogue One with like the little like face thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just little Easter eggs, kind of tying the whole universe together.
Yeah. So he gets another lead on where another Mandalorian would possibly be, but he has to transport this a passenger with him to go find it, and then he comes to find out that he can't just travel light speed over there.
I know.
He has to travel
sublight,
and then he's like, "We can't do that." And then he looks up, and then the passenger is a frog thing with a bunch of eggs, and somehow the eggs will die if they go faster than light, which is, I mean, okay. It's weird, but okay. Nothing else has problems going faster than light, but these eggs do. I guess they're fragile.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any precedence to traveling with like non-fertilized eggs in light speed.
Every woman that travels through space and then gets pregnant later. I mean,
yeah, but I mean,
technically,
like,
when you're born, you have all your eggs inside of you already. So it's just something with the species.
But they're external. But like those are internal versus like external eggs like this.
Good point.
I mean,
science,
sci-fi, whatever.
Sci-fi science.
It has nothing to do with science. It has everything to do with fantasy.
That's why I'm saying like it's sci-fi. Like
But so then he's like, "I'm not a taxi," which I don't know why he was so against taking a passenger when he was like, "Okay, I'll take a passenger to find out where the Mandalorian is." But maybe I missed that part. Anyways,
that got me too because I'm like, there's taxi services, like, and they're called taxi services, and there's like millennia before like our time.
Yeah,
I'm like, but still called a taxi service. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's some things in Star Wars that they call them like by our names.
Yeah.
On Earth, and it's like, it's not. Yeah. Why call it a taxi? Call it like a transport or something. But like it's like when they call coffee calf, you're like, okay, I know exactly what you're doing here, but I don't know. Every once in a while, there's a word, and you're like, that's an Earth word. I don't like Earth words being in Star Wars.
See, that's so like that's why I like the guys who did the show for Avatar, like when they did the Dragon Prince on Netflix, they deal with coffee, but like they don't call it coffee. She's like, "Give me my hot liquid brown juice."
That's awesome.
I'm like, all right, cool, we're good. Let's go.
My hot liquid brown juice. Oh gosh. So yeah, Mando.
So then we're flying.
Ultimately, just says, "Okay, I'll take you, and we'll do it, even though it's really dangerous." And then they fly, and then of course they get intercepted by some. Well, I almost said rebels. New Republic.
New Republic.
New Republic ships. And then you guys said that you knew who the pilots were. Who are the pilots?
One of them is the director of many episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
A few episodes from the Mandalorian.
All the Clone Wars. Half of like the first season of Mandalorian.
Which one?
Dave Filoni.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy who didn't really have a
recognize
speaking role of the two pilots.
Oh, okay.
Then the other guy is...
Oh God, I can never remember how to like. He's
got like a super long name.
Well, I mean, very like traditional Asian name.
I love how Mendo just so they flag him down and they say, "Hey, you need to have a transponder," and then he's like, "Oh, I'm pre-whatever, so I don't need to have a transponder." Well, okay, we're on your tab. Just ping us and you'll be fine.
You know, he said New Republic standards don't matter. You still have to have a transponder.
Yeah,
because the New Republic guidelines.
But then they were being kind of nice, and they were just like, "Just ping us, and then we'll all be good, just so we know that you're not a Imperial."
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Oh, my pinger's not working or whatever." I like how he just doesn't move. He doesn't even like pretend to be flipping switches. He just, "Oh, well, it's not working." They can see into his cockpit. It's just funny, but maybe I don't know. You can see into theirs, I guess. Yeah, but and then then they're like, "Well, we're gonna have to escort you over here." He's like, "Look, it's working," and he clicks the switch. That's just kind of funny. And then,
well, because I mean, that's essentially like showing or telling a cop like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have any license plates," and then like, "Oh, but here it is," and then they can run your tabs.
Right. Well, as soon as that other pilot was like, "Hey, can we switch to channel 2?" I'm like, "Uh-oh." I want to go to a personal conference. This is not good.
So the other one, his name's Paul Sun-Hyung Lee. There's apparently a very popular show called Kim's Convenience where he's like the main character.
Is he the dad or the? I've only seen like
the older
episodes.
guy.
Oh, okay.
But he's the one who like talks for the most part towards the end.
Okay. So yeah, they have a little personal conference, and then all of a sudden their wings
extend go into attack formation.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Dang it!" And they talk to him for a second, but then he just doesn't even answer. Goes diving towards the planet, and then they do a bunch of fancy ship work. Really cool. But ultimately, they go flying through a canyon again, another canyon. Why don't they just fly above? I don't understand.
Which you pointed out was the same planet.
It's the same planet from episode 1. The very, very first scene where he has the bar scene.
From
where he captures
episode 1 of The Mandalorian.
Very, very first scene of the whole show.
Not Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. I'm totally missing.
That's exactly what I thought when you said episode 1. I'm like, I don't remember an ice planet on.
Well, that's cool. So it's the same. Yeah. So when he ultimately goes through all the flying and stuff, flies through the canyon. Why does he go through a canyon? Why? Well, I understand why you go through a canyon.
Why are lightsabers so hot?
I know, but why don't they just fly above him? Like, oh, look at him. He's flying through a canyon. Why don't they just fly above him and then wait for him to like come up? Or
because X-wings are way more easy to go through that than a Razor Crest.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, that's a similar question of like, why does Han fly through the Death Star?
Well, they had like a throwaway line in episode 7 where they were like, "Oh, fly low with the TIE fighters because it throws off their radar or whatever it is." Yeah, so that kind of makes sense. But again, I don't know. It's like a thing in TV shows where like someone goes into a canyon, they're like, "We ought to follow them."
No, I think fly low has nothing to do with the TIE fighters. Flying low had everything to do with like the scanner from whatever base they were trying to infiltrate.
Yeah,
it was nothing to do with the TIE fighters.
Well, when she first takes off in episode 7 when Rey first takes off in the Millennium Falcon in episode 7 off of Jakku and they're flying away from the TIE fighters, she says, "Fly low, it throws off their targeting." Or no, Finn says, "Fly low, it throws off their targeting," or whatever. So that's why they fly low in that. In this, they fly low because it does look cool, and maybe if they did fly high, the Razor Crest would have been able to like stop and hide somewhere, and they would have missed it or something. That's what they were thinking. But
or I mean, you always have the option of like a confidence boost, I suppose. Like if you know you're a better flyer, or like assume you're a better flyer, like you could easily like potentially run them into something.
Right.
Like I guarantee you that's why Han does that kind of stuff, where he's just like, nobody's going to be a better flyer than I am.
Yeah. Well, in this episode, because of the canyon scene and then because of the end, I'm like, these guys are just bored. Like, the Imperials are gone. They're just flying around, patrolling the sector, and they're just like, you know what? I want to have some excitement in my life. Someone's flying through a canyon? Sweet! I love going through Beggar's Canyon.
Well, they found out he had Imperial cargo.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think they were just bored.
Or that he
on there. So
he had an arrest warrant or something like that.
But yeah, it's crazy that it's the same planet that they're on in episode 1, because as soon as he like finally crash landed and was like sitting there, and all of a sudden the ice cracked and he fell through. I'm like, oh crap! It's one of those like dragon things from episode 1. I didn't put that together that it was the same planet, but I thought that another dragonfish thing was attacking him.
Oh, I thought he was just falling through ice.
Yeah, I don't know. It did remind me of episode 1, so it was just kind of cool. So then they go down there. The ship like breaks in two almost.
Yeah, but everybody's just passed out.
Yeah, and everyone's passed out. And they wake up and there's a hole in the wall and everyone's freezing and.
Baby Yoda's
oh yeah, did we talk about Baby Yoda yet? So Baby Yoda's every once in a while just sneaking some eggs.
I can't believe I never noticed that he was just like drawing them in with the Force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool. Like it was so weird though. He's like drawing them in with the Force. Like I'm one with nature. I want to eat you.
See, realistically, so like I know his race is more Force sensitive. Mm-hmm. And what I was hoping. I wasn't expecting to eat the eggs right away. Yeah. I was expecting more of like a glimpse at like the concept of like Force healing. Like they're like the last brew of her like eggs. So I was expecting to like try to like keep them alive longer instead of just pop.
I was expecting when they got cold, I was expecting him to like somehow shield them or something like that. Like instead of opening up the blanket and he's like popping a bunch in his mouth, I expected him to be like holding him, like I don't know, somehow keeping him warm. And then later on, after he'd eaten like over half of the eggs in the episode,
yeah,
I expected.
I kind of want to see like a countdown.
Yeah, I expected all that like that egg basket thing to like get blown up or eaten by some spiders or something, and the mom being like, "Oh no, my race is gonna die," and then Baby Yoda like pukes up.
This is a Disney Plus show. I don't think they're gonna kill all the kids.
I know, but I expected like Baby Yoda to be like, blah, and then all of a sudden all the eggs are there, and like, oh, my
I kind of thought that
back.
too.
Like Baby Yoda was just like protecting them inside of himself because it was like cold outside or something. So he's like, that's what I was expecting it to have like some turn, but no, Baby Yoda's just hungry.
Do you think like he's reaching that age where he's just constantly hungry then? Because like this whole episode, every time that like a piece of meat was on screen, he's staring at it.
Yeah, yeah. 5 years old. Yeah, you just start eating like crazy. You're growing. He's a growing boy. Girl.
Or a girl.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think everybody just assumes boy because Yoda.
I've caught myself so many times because my daughter, I'm like, wait, what if Baby Yoda's a girl? Oh my gosh. I don't know. We don't know.
I don't think I could accept that.
I don't think a lot of fans would be able to accept that.
Baby Yoda's a baby boy in my mind.
I feel like
it's
has
like,
to be.
It's a father and son thing.
Well, not just that, but I mean like the one time you see like with the deleted scene from episode 1 with like the other member of Yoda's race, like she just looks way different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she has like full black hair. Well,
yeah.
Yoda had hair too.
Not like that though.
Yeah,
did he? What?
He was old and had old white hair, dude.
Mm-hmm. He had a lot of hair.
When he was 50 or 40, 400.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had a lot of hair. Maybe he shaved it, maybe he didn't, but those species grow hair. Yeah.
So yeah, Baby Yoda is just popping in.
Does a 90-year-old man usually have hair? Or do you picture an old bald guy with maybe like 3 hairs on his head? I picture that.
Yeah.
I don't picture a 90-year-old man with a full flock of hair.
I mean, my grandpa was like 75 and had like a full lot of hair.
Some grandpas, but
yeah, 75, not 90. 90, there's no hair. It's all out by then.
I don't know about that.
I've never met anyone who's 90 years old and above who's had a lot of hair.
It thins out. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no way you can not see their scalp.
You see through there somewhere.
Yes.
All right, so Baby Yoda is popping eggs every once in a while, and then once they crash and they're sitting there, then they have their little meal, and the frog lady's like eating her meal with her tongue, and then Baby Yoda's looking at his meal in his tray, and he looks up at the eggs, like wanting more eggs. It's just super funny. And then Mando's just like, no, we just need to sleep. He didn't even like inspect the ship. He's just like, we'll figure it out in the morning. He's just tired and he wants to sleep. And then the frog lady looks up at that droid, and
he hasn't slept from like defeating the Grey Dragon, dude.
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That's why he's so tired.
I mean, realistically, he's probably on like 2 days worth of like not sleeping.
I was thinking that he slept a little bit, right? Because right when they took off and they were like on cruise control for a while before the X-Wings came. He did sleep a little
yeah,
while,
because
but it
he
could have been
wakes
like
up to
could have
the
been like an hour,
alarms
who
going
knows?
off.
Yeah, yeah.
To them being like hailed essentially.
Yeah, and he wakes up to the alarms going off, and then the frog lady's in the cockpit sleeping. Like, what in the world? There's an alarm going off. But yeah.
Are you surprised?
What? Yeah.
Like some people can do that.
I guess. Yeah. I woke up last night like a million times because there was these wind chimes outside the house that we were sleeping in, and like I couldn't fall asleep.
Dude, I sleep with a fan, my window open,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
I'll
With
sleep
a fan. Yeah.
through whatever.
Yeah.
I've slept through parties before.
Yeah. So Mando goes and he wakes up because the frog lady hacks the droid and she's like, Mandalorian, wake up, which is kind of creepy actually. I'm like, huh.
So I know they haven't done this with any other medium, like on-screen medium. I was totally expecting like a dream sequence kind of thing going on because when like that droid like speaks to him, I was totally expecting like he's freaking out in the middle of his nap.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. So then she says that we need to get to this planet and all that stuff, and basically convinces him like, hey, you got to get to work, and he gets to work, fixes the ship.
Just called about.
The ship just looks destroyed. There's like things sparking everywhere. There's like fluid still pumping out after how many hours he's asleep. And then so he just goes and just starts welding stuff. And then Baby Yoda's like, "Hey, look at this thing over here." And then, oh no, look at this thing over here. And then Mando comes around the corner and the frog lady's gone. Then they follow her to a cave. And then in the cave, the frog lady's taking a bath with their babies. It was weird that she just like let them all out like that, but
I love the
suppose she
different
wanted to
like
warm them up.
the different like visual effects that like his helmet gives him.
Mm.
Like, oh, just heat tracking. Like, I'm just gonna see where like every one of her like steps is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are like Mandalorians just built to be bounty hunters?
They're just built to be, aside from Jedi, the most bad beep characters out there.
Beep.
Yeah, I think including Jedi. I mean,
Jedi and then Mandalorians.
Did they?
No, I mean, as far as the coolest characters of Star Wars, it's Jedi, Mandalorians.
yeah,
Jedi, Sith, Mandalorians.
Jedi and Sith are tied.
They're the same thing,
Yeah,
pretty much. Force users. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
yeah. So Mando finds the eggs all floating in there with the mom. Anyways, Baby Yoda sees the eggs and he's hungry again, so he wants to eat an egg. Mando's like, no, don't eat an egg. And then Baby Yoda's like, okay, I'll go look at all these other weird little egg things. And then Mando's picking up eggs really fast, and then Baby Yoda opens up.
Did you really think they were egg things at first?
I thought they were like ice stalactites types or something.
100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
I knew they were.
I
eggs.
figured they were, but they were like designed to look like the ice stalactites. But I'm like, something weird's gonna happen because there's really happy music.
Now,
And there's
here's
really
my
happy
question.
music is gonna get turned into something creepy.
Now, did you know what kind? Like, obviously, I don't think any of us knew what the creatures were gonna be.
No.
But did you know what type of eggs they were?
No.
I
They're spiders.
knew they were gonna be like insectoid
Yeah.
before you even see them like grab it.
I figured.
I was thinking like, I mean, you see a bunch of eggs everywhere, and as soon as Baby Yoda opened it up, I'm like, oh man, this is like Alien. Like,
See, I thought Alien too, but it was more the fact that like he was able to just pry it open like casually. I knew it was gonna be like an insect kind of thing because every insect species has soft eggs.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that's a fact I wanted to know, but now I know.
Yeah, so like, because I mean, like any like lizard or like
Yeah.
bird, all of them have hard eggs as a defense mechanism.
Oh,
But
okay.
insects typically either like keep them all in like one like
Clump.
isolated location that's more defensible, or they carry them with them, so they have to be lighter. And so like that's why they have soft eggs.
Wow. That's crazy. See, do you know what animals... So anyways, Baby Yoda opens this thing up, eats this disgusting, like...
Spider?
Yeah, spider thing. I mean, he eats
No,
anything,
it
I guess.
is
so,
a spider.
yeah, but so he just eats it, and then all of a sudden all the rest of them start opening up. And then the next scene, Mando's just sitting there putting eggs away, and you just see Baby Yoda like, hey! Like, trotting towards him.
Like, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like after he like bites like the main body of it, and like you see like the legs around his mouth, like they kind of wiggle a little bit, like it was barely alive.
Gosh. It's so gross. He loves eggs. I don't know what it is about him.
I think he just loves meat.
Yeah.
He loves if it's remember he ate that frog alive.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying. I think it has to be a meat.
Yeah.
Meat thing.
They're carnivorous.
Mm-hmm. Well, for sure.
Like solely.
He hasn't eaten anything other.
It's not like he's eating.
Because like I don't think you see Yoda make
he eats
or
the beef.
either.
Remember he even gets some beef broth stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying like I don't think I've ever seen like Yoda in any of them like eating like a leafy.
That'd be a really boring scene in a movie. Here, come, let's eat.
That seems like something Yoda would do though too. Like Luke's training thing. Like, hey, come over. Like
Yoda. The one thing we do see Yoda eat is Luke's little energy bar thing, and he like bites into it. It's like ta. Doesn't he when he's digging through Luke's pack? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it's like some just knowing Luke
dehydrated
sure
protein
some, like,
bar,
dehydrated vegan, all healthy.
No, I think he's a pretty raw kid because remember he took some green milk straight from the tit and just drank it.
Yeah, well that was after his enlightened period, or no, I don't know.
Yeah, but like he's drinking blue milk when he's on Tatooine, like in episode 4.
Yeah, I was
I'm reading through the old comics from 77 to 86 or whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And like he grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
Like he's gotta be like just eating.
Well, a moisture
everything.
Farm though.
Yeah, but I mean like you like he's never had like bantha meat.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, so all the spiders are coming alive, and it kind of I don't know. Yeah.
So then, you see like all the spiders coming alive, and they're all start to like come or whatever. So you see all the, and then you see this. You get the shot of the the cave kind of entrance or whatever, and so you just get a bunch of small spiders, medium spiders, medium spiders, and then just big queen just boom bumps down through the ceiling and just like, "What's up, guys? I'm here to kill you."
What was that thing? I mean, it's a spider.
I don't know the
it's a
exact
Krika spider.
A Krika spider?
Krika spiders. So these are a... I guess I'm taking on creatures for every episode.
Yeah, I
guess. So these are an Arctic species of Krika spiders, which the funny part is, another little Easter egg for this, these ones specifically were crafted after the original concept art from Ralph McQuarrie when he did concept art for the original Star Wars.
Huh.
So like the artwork, this is what they would look like.
What spiders in the original series were?
They didn't have them in the original series.
It was
like
all
all
just
the
a monster that was going to be
he
in
just
there.
made up like a bunch of like random monsters.
There was many concept arts that they made of scenes that were not even never made.
Sure.
It was
But
just
but this was crafted after his original concept art.
When you guys were talking about it before, I thought that you had seen them in some other...
I'm sure I'm sure George's original Star Wars is probably a little different from what we actually got.
Because,
we do see him somewhere else?
In Rebels.
I'm pretty sure it's in Rebels on... I think it's season 3 or 4. I think it's 3. It's got to be 3, because it's got to be before he dies in 4.
Oh, okay.
Because the exact episode...
It's the one where they, like... get a new base.
Star Wars Rebels: The Mystery of Chopper Base.
Yep.
Oh.
Which because they're on the planet Atalon, which is more of like Adelon. Sorry. Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Neil. Which is once again more of like a desert planet. So these are like an Arctic subspecies of the same.
Oh, okay.
Like.
Same spiders.
Yeah.
Nice.
Species of spiders.
It's almost like the Pokemon Deerling. It has like a spring, winter.
Right. This is the winter version.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Winter Deerling here.
Which is weird because the concept art that you see towards like during the credits, they have like those weird like red like
the eyes
spots all over them. I don't know if those are eyes or not, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So
I think it'd be more terrifying if you have like 100 eyes around this thing and it's still gonna like I'll find you no matter where you go.
So all these spiders are coming out, and then
chasing Mando.
They all run, and I thought it was. I mean, he's shooting them, and they're chasing him, and it's just like this crazy chase scene. And I thought it was funny how the mom started out running, and then the scareder she got, the more like frog-like she became, because she was just like terrified near the end.
Yeah, and then she
But-
frog jumped all the way back
Mhm.
until they saw the ship, and that's when she got back on 2 legs. And
I know. Just like, oh, no.
so then they get back onto the ship, and the spiders are still crawling in. He's shooting him,
Yeah.
shooting him.
Like, you think that, he's just going to shoot him and then he's going to get in the ship and they're going to take off.
The
it
doors
just
are broke.
keeps getting in farther. You're just like, no, don't go in my bed. Oh, no, don't go in my kitchen. Oh, no.
Finally goes to the cockpit and is trying to fight them all off, shoot them, and finally just flamethrowers them all off. And without none of you getting in first.
I like that it shows that like he's smart enough to where even if he had some of those whistling birds,
it would have done nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have. I mean, you'd have to have millions of them to.
but I mean, like, because I mean, it looks like you could have like probably 20 of them in his like little wrist thing. But
Yeah,
like,
sure.
what's that gonna do? Have like a pile like this high? That's it.
Well,
and they're just gonna.
in the first season when the armorer gave him those whistling birds, she's like, use these sparingly because they're expensive or they're hard to make or whatever she said.
They're,
So
pretty rare.
they're rare, yeah. So you don't want to just waste them unless you're like about to die, you know.
Which I feel like that was
but
that would have been a perfect
yeah,
time.
I guess. But he
Versus last episode
would've
where he
had
just
to had
uses
a
them at
ton
a
of them.
boxing fight.
Yeah, I suppose. So
He
yeah,
was about to get ganged up by 10 people.
Well, I get that. But I'm saying like
But
this would have
why
been.
would you waste something that's meant a little teeny thing that can take out an elephant? Why would you waste it on some little spider? You know what I mean? Like you gotta match the situation with your armory that you have.
I did like that one
but that's what
scene
I'm
where
saying. Like
it
it shows his full understanding of all of his equipment.
Yeah, I did like that one scene where it didn't show the flamethrower at first, but it just he's shooting. He's like, and then it just cuts away super far back, and you just see the flame echoing on the cave. Just it was really cool. So yeah, they're locked in the cockpit, and then Mando's like, "All right, we're gonna fly out of here, but we just hope that this door doesn't break and all this stuff." And then they start taking off, and then all of a sudden, boom! The big spider that they thought they killed earlier.
That was so funny watching you and Rosie see that.
I know you guys had seen it before, but I'm like, it's back. I thought it died, but yeah. So the big spider comes through, and then it punctures through his cabin a bunch of times. You're like, jeez, what the heck is he gonna do? There's spiders everywhere, and then all of a sudden, the Deus Ex Machina comes in and just saves the day, which was good.
The
it was
X-Wings come in. And
It was
say
it was set up earlier a little bit, but it was just a little.
For people who are confused by what he said.
But it was just a little convenient, right at the perfect time. But knowing those two X-Wing guys who just are super bored and want to fly through a canyon, I just imagine them seeing Mando run, get into his ship, and all these spiders are coming out, and they're already parked there, just like, let's see what happens.
Well,
this guy ran away from us. I'm just want to see what happens here.
Did you realize they were still after him, right?
Oh yeah.
So, of course, you're gonna eventually find them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
So it wasn't conveniently there.
But they might not have found him. It's just they conveniently attacked right when it was the most dire.
I mean,
situation.
realistically, it's been a day.
Yeah, but they could have seen them all running out of the cave and attacked then, or came down earlier and oh, he's not here, and something.
I know they work for the New Republic, but that
perfect
just makes them
time.
look like the worst guys ever.
Could have done this.
Yeah.
Could have done that.
It just was at the perfect time. I don't know. It's like in TV shows when you're like, oh, the world's falling apart. What's going on? And you turn on the news and it's the thing that they're talking about right there. It's realistically, if you turn on the news, you got to wait 20 minutes for the story that you wanted to talk about to pop up. In this, it's the same thing. I don't know.
This is complaining with Chris.
Yes.
The funny part is, there's a show that does that, where they bring that part up.
Arrested Development. I
No,
know.
well, they
There's
do
a
it on
scene in
Community because they do a bunch of
They do it in
Halloween
Community,
stories.
too.
Now
Yeah.
it's and he's just sitting there singing some music, and they get to the rest of the story. He's like, yeah, but there's no way it would just break to the automatic breaking news portion of the where we need to know everything. We need.
Yeah.
There's probably music for the next 15 minutes.
Right. So the X-Wing fighters shoot the big spider, and then they take their
With
rifles. Well, I think the ships, because it makes the ship shooty sound to kill the big spider, and then their rifles shoot all the little ones. But yeah, then Mando sees all the firing going on. He's like, I gotta go check this out. Walks outside, and then gets lectured by the New Republic there for a little bit. And then they fly
I want to
off
know, by the
and
way,
leave him
where
with
did
a
the
broken
frog
ship.
lady get a gun?
Yeah, it was a really tiny gun though. It was
Still!
this little tiny, but she was
four-shot.
good. A what?
It was a little 4-shot,
Oh.
old. It looked like an old pirate gun,
like a
4-shot flintlock gun,
oh.
because it was like super small, handheld. It was like a last resort type of thing.
Yeah, she was just waiting, holding off, and
Just in case she needs to kill herself.
Well, it's a gun. It was a gun made for people who normally didn't want to carry a gun, but still wanted to feel safe of carrying a gun, because it wasn't an actual gun, but it was still shot something that would kill you, or badly injure you.
Kind of like your old 6-shoot pistols.
Yeah, or the show that Arnold Schwarzenegger played in the 70s and 80s, where he had a 7-shot revolver.
What?
Oh,
did he?
Was it the last night, or what was that?
I forgot what it was called, but he dressed in like tights every single episode, and I don't know.
What?
Running Man, maybe?
No.
$6 million man.
No, if you said the name, my mom knows.
I'll have to find it.
7-shooter.
It's a 7-shot revolver. Yeah, he calls it the 7-shot 6-shooter. Because it's a 7-shot revolver, or it's a 7-shot 6-shoot.
Yeah. So yeah, the X-Wings take off and leave Mando like, well, we saved you, but
because
we're not gonna help you.
Like, are you gonna arrest me? Am I under arrest? Well, you should be, but these are trying times.
Yeah, and we got stuff to do. So yeah, then they take off, and then the episode ends with the ship just kind of lazily flying through space.
Well,
because they can't go into the main hall, they had to seal the cockpit shut and only.
And like crashing through the ice, like you see, like his cargo like
I'm surprised
door is just
off,
like.
man. Yeah.
Barely.
Which again, I think that's the shot.
He did say they're gonna limp to Trask.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's the shot from the original trailer where everyone's like, something clearly happens to the Razor Crest because it's just limping along and flying down to a planet. And so I think that's, I mean, obviously what happened.
Which
here, so.
in that trailer, like I don't know, did you watch the trailer for the season? Because there's
sure what's the big deal about it.
Well, because the thought for the next episode is gonna have. What's her name?
Oh, the next episode's going to be on the boat and stuff.
Yeah.
I already know that for 100% fact.
Yeah, I saw some...
Go on IMDb.
I saw some quick thing and it said, like, Mando's on a ship, basically.
It's going to be called the Voyager or something like that.
Which would be cool. I mean, he has to find the Mandalorian on that planet, so see what happens. I think that's it for this episode.
Sherman, end us out.
Yeah, take us out.
Oh, what?
Put you on the spot, quick. Go! 1, 2, 3,
on
go!
the spot. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to become a Fandom Night, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't think we have anything else, do we? For
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Should we start a TikTok?
I don't know about that. You can if you
I'll
want.
just post random videos all the time. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll just do random Star Wars stuff on there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I mean, we'll
We'll
start a TikTok here pretty soon. Just for
Whenever
that.
I get around to that.
Yeah. How do we end the Mandalorian ones?
It's
This is the way?
This is the way.
This is the way. I have spoken.